When my guest today found out that she was facing some health challenges, she decided to go on a weight loss journey. She's here to tell us today on Bridges how she's lost just over 100 pounds. I'm Monica Schmelter, and I'm so glad that you could join us for Bridges today. My guest today has lost just over 100 pounds, and when I met her at Gold's Gym, I couldn't wait to have her on this program and have you meet her and hear her story as well. Jen, it's so good to have you on Bridges today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
Yeah, I'm used to seeing you at Gold's, but now you're here at WHTN. And start us out, Jen, with how did you get started on this journey? I know you've lost over 100 pounds, but how did the journey start for you?
It started in January of 2015. I started with my trainer. I had some medical issues that I was pre-diabetic. My cholesterol was extremely high. And at 38, I didn't want that to make my life for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be on medication. I didn't want to face these challenges. Mm-hmm. I've had children. I didn't want to, alter their life because of choices that I made. I made these diseases for myself.
And 38 is young to
yes.
have to take medication, because you were pre-diabetic and the cholesterol and so forth. But at the same time, Jen, it had to be really scary.
It was very scary.
Because you had a good amount of weight to lose, so it was going to be a long journey.
Yes, and I did not know how I was going to do this by myself. Mm-hmm. I've tried multiple times by myself, different gyms, different programs, and none worked. So I honestly thought, if you want to make a change, then do something you've never done before. Mm-hmm. So Gold's Gym had just opened near my work. So my initial thought was, I will join Gold's and go before work and do the elliptical, and then I can go to work and we'll start there. But Ken is over the training, and he asked me, he was like, you get a personal training session for free. Would you like to? And I'm like, well, sure, why not? So after going through that process, I thought that was something that I needed to do. And I was assigned Tony, who has been wonderful. I cannot imagine this journey without him. He has totally gone over and beyond anything I would have ever imagined to help me get to my goal. And I have reached my goal, which is awesome.
Yes. And congratulations.
Thank you.
One of the things is that I think all of us, we know what it's like to diet. We know what it's like to try to lose weight and to try and not be successful. And just for you to be able to walk in, take the free training session, and then find a trainer that was just really right for you.
Yes.
And that did so much above and beyond just what a normal trainer would do for somebody.
Yes.
And yet, Jen, I would think it had to be hard because it's a long journey.
It is a long journey, and there were times that I hit plateaus. Twice I hit a 3-month plateau, so for 3 months I didn't lose any weight.
So does that mean like a total of 6 months, like 2-3 month plateaus?
Yes.
And so that had to be frustrating, because that's one of the things that people talk about. People will say, well, I try to lose weight, but I can't do it, and then they go into the gym and they're working out just like you were. How did you work through that plateau?
Tony helped me immensely. He explained how plateaus work, and one time he told me to, just 5 minutes, get on the treadmill and run, walk, for 5 minutes, just twice a week. Don't do it more than twice a week, or you'll adapt to that, and then when you hit another plateau, you're going to have to do even more.
I see. So he was kind of explaining to you how to change it up.
Yes.
To kind of disrupt what had become your normal.
Yes.
To cause you to get over that plateau.
Yes. And he sent me a text one day that was and it was a simple text. It was just, today is a new day and today is your day. And that was, you know, outside of his work schedule. Right. So he does things consistently like that. There was a time that I struggled, and he could tell. He has learned my body language, so he can read me before he even asks the question. And he was like, I really think you'd benefit from this book. And he gave me the title of the book. I bought the book. I read it. It was eye-opening, and it did help. And then he'll send periodic texts with, you know, a sticky note on a part of a book, and it'll say hint. His little sticky note will say hint. It'll be right at the part that he wants me to read. And he does this for everybody. It's just not me. So this is what makes him extraordinary.
Absolutely. And would you say, you know, when you look at the other times that you tried to diet, lose weight, work out, would you say that being able to have a trainer and the community that you found at Gold's was one of the key differences this time?
That is definitely the key difference. It is the key difference. I've had multiple gym memberships, and I would work out in their classes, and I never met an instructor. I never met people inside the class. You came to class and you left class.
Right.
And they did their job, but they did not go over and beyond. Where I have found at Gold's, there's not an instructor there that does not go over and beyond.
Now, I know that because we've talked before, that it was hard for you being out there at Gold's, like with all the machines.
Yes.
Because it can be scary and intimidating.
Yes.
What would you say to somebody that's watching that maybe you're in your exact same situation and they are thinking, I can't walk in there, like I'm so out of shape, I can't do this. How do you get started?
You just have to walk in and do it. And I did, and I've made that comment before. I'm the biggest person in class, and I can't do what they're asking me to do. And they have low options, and they will come over and show you the low options. But it had gotten in the beginning where there was even a modification to the low option because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, and they would say, just keep at it, just keep at it. And that's the key. But I had made a comment to Tony. I was like, I'm the biggest person in the class, and I cannot do this. Like, I don't know that I can keep walking into these classes. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, is anybody saying anything to you about your size? No. So so why do you think this? And that was eye-opening because I made it myself. I made that
right.
fear myself.
That's right.
Everybody was welcoming. Everybody was helpful. Everybody was encouraging. Nobody stared at me.
Right.
Nobody did everything that I feared.
Right. It's in our head.
And it is in our head.
But when it's going on in our head, like, it just seems really real, and it can
yes.
it can color our world. And if you're in class saying to yourself, but I'm the biggest person in here, everybody else is, they're working out really hard.
Right. They're not paying attention.
But Tony helped
yes.
walk you through that.
He did. He actually encouraged me to start the classes. I have Tony twice a week, and after a little while, he was like, they have great classes. When you're not training with me, it would be great if you could do another class, or if you just want to come in here and work out. But again, I was intimidated to run the machines by myself because I'm like, going to get stuck in the machine.
I understand. We've got to take a break. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
You can purchase a copy of today's show for $15. Call us at 615-754-0039 or send a check to the address on the screen. Please mention the program number on the screen.
Log on to www.ctntv.org, where you can make a prayer request, view our program guide, see who's on bridges, or even watch one of Monica's latest teachings. Log on to www.ctntv.org.
She came to Grit one day and says, "Hey, my name is Jen. I'm new to group exercise. This is, my first class. I'm doing Grit." And I believe at first it was really like a sampler that we were doing, and I said, "Okay, well, I can see that we're new to group exercise, so let's start really easy. Don't go too hard." And day one after the workout, she was like, "Man, I am beat. I'm tired. I can't do anymore." And I said, "You know what? That's okay. You keep going. You stay consistent, and you're going to see results." From that day forth, she just kept coming back. She had a good meal plan already set, and she had already been training with another personal trainer at the time.
She came to me and she was just like your typical new client. She was nervous, a little unconfident in her surroundings at the time, and it just took some motivation, it took some grounding, and just to let her know that she wasn't going to be alone on this journey. During our 30 minutes together, I would make sure to tell her that, it's not an easy journey. It's something that you're going to have to work for, and there's exercises that she wasn't able to do at the beginning, but she had her sights set on it, and I just had to keep reminding her, just try, give your best during this time, and it's all going to work out.
She came in with the mindset of, I don't want to live this for the rest of my life. I'd like to make that change and hold it permanently. She was hungry. And I'm not talking about food. She was very determined to lose the weight. And I feed off of that type of energy really well. I'm not trying to toot my horn by saying that at all. I mean, she came in and said, "I want to lose weight, I want to work hard," and I said, "I will not quit on you." We as a Grit family, we as a fitness family will not quit on you.
She was always the type of client who would always laugh at a new challenge. She'd be a little nervous, you could tell, but the confidence came out really quick. She would always strive to at least try, and that's one of the most important things that I always told her is, you never know that you can do something until you give it your best shot. And she would be surprised a lot of the time. She would be able to either do it halfway, or she would know that it may take a couple of weeks, but I'll be able to get there. At the beginning, there was exercises that we were limited to, and she did it with full force. Every week she would come in there and try something new, either adding weight, adding intensity, or sets or reps, something altered to the program, and eventually she was able to do those specific exercises that she wasn't able to do in the beginning.
I advised her to stay consistent with her meal plan, consistent with her personal training, and that just kept going on. And a year and change later, and 100 pounds or 101 pounds later, the goal has been achieved.
Oh man, it's been wonderful. I mean, this is what every trainer wants out of their clients, and it makes a trainer value his job, but also seek to improve himself. And it's motivated me to see her progress, because everybody has it in them. It's just really having that extra external factor sometimes really helps you push it in the motivation level. And I see her progressing, and it just makes me want to do better myself.
I can tell you from the beginning where she was doing 1 or 2 classes a week, now she can really handle 7, but she does like about 4 or 5.
Now we're able to do full depth squats during our training routine. We're also able to up the intensity a little bit during our jumping, for one, which she loves to talk about, love to do and demonstrate, or our high intensity interval training exercises. And she's able to move more weight, be agile on the ground, and have short rest periods, which is again another important aspect of fitness.
First, I'd say is let's check what you're eating in the kitchen, what you're making in the kitchen. Second, I'd say let's see what kind of workout regimen you have. I'm the fitness manager here, so we have a lot of group exercise classes that you can mix. So my recommendation is let's get you a meal plan and a workout plan inside the gym, outside the gym, and maybe a little combo of personal and group exercise training.
Well, there's always a starting point, and for each individual it's going to be a little different. Depending on the severity of where they're at, mentally and physically, you're always going to start on the lowest base. Creating a base is the most important thing, and the first thing you have to do. A solid foundation creates the whole package and the whole image. I say start small. Absolutely, create a foundation first. If home videos are the only thing you have accessible, make 3 days out of your week that you're gonna start doing at least 30 minutes. And then after a month or two of just doing 3 consecutive days a week, up it to 5 days a week. And then after that, after you feel comfortable with 5 days a week, you know, you always try to best out of the comfortability. You know, uncomfortable is a part of, you know, your daily routine that you're just gonna have to fight. And especially in the gym, whenever you're trying to do resistance training, which is a huge aspect of fitness, it's not just losing weight with cardio or something like that. You wanna build muscle to make the weight look good once you get to your destination.
You'll get a lot of people say, you know, I'm here to start my New Year's resolution, and they want to lose 100 pounds New Year's, and we don't see them come February or March because they'll stick to it for just a little bit of time. And that's pretty common for us, but it's all about the right mindset behind it and the right strategy behind your workout plan. For Jen, it worked out that she came in with a group exercise family, or she met a group exercise family. Maybe for the next person that wants to lose 100 pounds, it could take somebody that she meets on a treadmill, or it could take somebody that they meet in the sauna. Everybody's experience is different, but having the right mindset and having that community aspect of somebody else believing you, even if it's just one person, that's a great start to your workout plan and just a good, healthy lifestyle.
When I'm with you, I'm standing with an army. I'm standing with an army.
A plateau usually happens whenever you have a routine going with the same exercises, the same rep and set scheme during your programming, or typically for people who want to lose weight, they struggle with plateaus whenever they eat the same amount of food over a period of time. Just like anything else, your body adapts as you progress. Through fatigue with training and through a caloric deficit, eventually you're gonna have to lower your calories. The thing is, a lot of people don't understand is it's such a small process and it takes a lot of time. It's not gonna happen overnight. And for example, a good way to give a demonstration of this is, say you start at 1,500 calories, which is probably where we started at when we started our journey. Every couple of months, whenever she would kind of slowly stop losing weight, we may lower the calories or the carbohydrates by so many grams or so many hundreds of calories. And she's just done great.
So if you're just joining us, you just got to see and meet two of the people who have been so instrumental in Jen Vaughn's weight loss journey of losing over 100 pounds with the help of the community at Gold's Gym. And so, we've had a chance a little bit to talk about Tony, you know, and just the huge role that he's played in your life as your trainer, walking you through going over and above. And in that piece, when we came out to Gold's 2 different times, we also got to meet Lyle Haywood.
Yes.
Tell me about him as, you know, a role in this weight loss journey.
I met Lyle for the first time in a grit class. I had went to all the different gyms to see what classes each one offered, and they were having you have to be a certain level of member to take the grit classes, which I was not, but they were having a special where anybody could come in. So I'm like, well, we'll try this. And
was that at kind of the beginning of your journey?
it was in February.
Okay.
I started in January, and I started my classes in February. That was my first class. And I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
It is a very high intensity class. And I had gotten to where I was done. I was on the floor. We were supposed to be doing push-ups. I had just went into a child's pose, and I just had my head on the floor. I cannot do this, but I have to wait until this class is over before I can get up and leave.
That had to be awful.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was horrible. I felt defeated, and he comes over there. I hear him.
While you're laying
While
on
I'm
the floor,
laying on the
feeling
floor.
defeated.
Yes. He comes over there, and I hear him talking, so I look up, and he said, "Don't give up on me. I've got you." Mm-hmm. And the intent in his eyes when he said that, it blew me away, because trust is not one of my qualities. It's very hard for me to trust people. But I felt almost trust, which scared me in the same sense. I'm like, I don't know why I'm feeling this, but we're going to finish these push-ups. So we did, and he did them with me at the very low modification. And after seeing how hard he can, he
He's
can
pretty
work
high
out.
intensity.
Yes, it's hard for him to go low intensity.
Yeah, but he did it for you.
He did it for me, and that was close to the end of the class. And he, left and went to other members and was helping them along the way. And after the class, I left, and I thought, well, we'll try it again. We'll try it again. He really seemed like he wanted to help, so we'll try it again. So I walk in the classroom. I don't say anything. I just find a spot, and he looks over and he says, "Oh, Jen, you came back." And he was so excited. He was like, "I've got you. Stay with me." And he has been with me ever since. He's helped me through Body Attack. His Body Attack was the first class I took. And it doesn't matter what I need. I can text him, I can Facebook message him, and he's there for everybody. I'm not special.
Right.
He does this for everybody, and that's what makes him.
And really what we're talking about is that for anybody who has, a medical condition or you need to lose weight, it's really hard to do it in isolation.
Right.
And you did it in community, and it wasn't easy. Because, Jen, one of the things that people say all the time, well, as soon as you start working out, you're going to look better, you're going to feel better. And really, at first, that's not the case. No,
you feel horrible. You feel horrible. You can't move. My husband actually asked me, why are you continuing to do this if I've got to help you out of the car when you get home? And I'm like, well, it's got to get better. It just has to get better. This has to work. This is going to work. I've exhausted every other option. This has to work. And I have found 2 people that have believed in me from the beginning. They believed in me before I believed in myself. And I wouldn't have done it without, I know in my heart, I would not have continued without Tony and Lyle, because you are in pain.
Yeah.
You're in pain. You're in a lot of pain. And you're refusing to eat food that you want,
right?
Because that's what you have to do, and it's a struggle when you go out to eat with friends or family, and everybody's eating what they want because they can, and you can,
right.
But you have to make that conscious decision. Is this worth holding me back?
Right.
And
is
in
it
some
getting me
instance,
closer to the goal, or is it not?
Right. And in some instances, it is okay to have that one meal, not a whole day or a whole weekend, but one meal.
I'm glad that you brought up your husband, and I definitely understand his concern, because if you're watching somebody that you love very much
Yes.
go through all of this hard work and you have to help them out of the car, I would ask the question too, like, are you really sure
Right.
you should be doing this? But your family has been incredibly supportive, and I know
Yes.
they're so proud.
They are. They are my world. My girls are just my life. And that has been another hard part, because I felt guilty in the beginning. I'm like, I'm taking away from my children. And my children are like, no, Mom, please back up.
You mean like the working out
Yes.
and being away from them? You felt like they
Yes.
weren't getting the time with you.
Yes.
And yet they've been big cheerleaders.
Yes,
Yeah.
they have. And they're ready for me as their mother to, back up a little bit, because it's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
As a parent,
Yes.
you're supposed to raise them to, become awesome adults, in which they are. But
Now,
they're
has
very,
it-
very supportive.
And has it changed your family at all?
It
Having you
has.
make these changes, and how so?
It has. Both my girls train with Tony as well. They don't get to train as often as they would like, because one is in college and works full time, and the other one is in high school and is in charge of some clubs that demands her time. So
Yeah,
she
got a lot of commitments and
Yes.
things they need to do. And I know
Yes.
we've talked about, Lyle and Tony and how important they've been at Gold's Gym, just really reaching out to you. There were some other people that you had mentioned to me at Gold's,
Yes.
like Gina, different people that have really reached out, and I want to give you a chance to mention that as well.
Yes, Gina has been amazing. I first met Gina. She walked up to me in a class and she was like, Jen Vaughn, and I said yes, because I hadn't had the chance to meet her yet. And she said, I've heard so much about you, and I've been watching, and you're doing great things. Keep it up.
Aww.
And I'm like, who does that? You know? So I find one of her classes, and she always scans the room to see who's there. She makes a point to say something to everybody. And she looked at me and she just started laughing, and her Gina laughed and says, I finally got you in a class. You're going to die.
Well.
And I started laughing. It was a good thing. But there was a very emotional time with Gina that I'll never forget. I was taking a spin class of hers, and I was front and center. And she likes to sing. So she sings the songs that are playing, and this one particular song I'd never heard before. And she starts singing it, and it's talking about how our army of people. And I'm spinning and I'm crying. And I'm like, I cannot do this. Stop. So tears are just rolling down my face. And I listen to that song every day, multiple times, because that sums up my Golds experience. It's an army, and it's my army. Yeah. And it's everybody that taps into it. It's a wonderful army.
Everybody.
Yes.
So we are out of time now, but I did want to ask you, now that you've met this weight loss goal, did those conditions medically clear up for you?
They did. They did.
You're healthy.
I am on no medications for my health. I'm not diabetic. My cholesterol is normal. I've never been healthier.
So even though it's been a hard journey, it's been worth it?
It's been worth it. It's been it's way worth it.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming today and sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
We appreciate all of you being with us today. You can go to our website and get more information on Jen's story if you'd like to do so. Thanks, and God bless. The blood of Christ is the only cure. It gets down to the root of every single thing that ails us. There's not an addiction, there's not a generational curse, there's not any root of sin, there's nothing that the blood of Jesus cannot cleanse.
Visit monicaschmelter.com to schedule Monica to speak at your event.
For more information on a guest, visit our website, ctntv.org. Prayer changes things. If you need prayer, write to the address on the screen. Call 615-754-0039 or email prayer@ctntv.org.